Hello, perfecto. How are you? I know, right? It's not gonna be too bad, but I think at least 1 or 2 days is gonna be like sultry, way too hot for October. Hey Mac, Friday Eve. Doors over it, right? Pleasanton. Oh, I bet it is a nice night. Yeah, these mornings and evenings have been fabulous. Did a bit of TV weather along. Did you really, Rivera? Whereabouts? We haven't finished the first one. Right, Carlos, exactly. We had a very short-lived break. Welcome into Thursday night. Bill Taylor here, Ken's 5 Digital Center. Hope you and yours are having a fabulous Thursday evening. It's a very nice night. But yeah, we're going to be heading into what's called in meteorology a second summer. It's when we hit at least 2, 3, up to 4 days of above average heat in October. You know, I mean, we're technically in fall. I mean, we've been in fall for now about 3 weeks, 4 weeks almost. And it's really not happening. I mean, temperature-wise, we've been above average, more than we've been at or below average for sure. We've had one good front, two, when you consider decent, we'll go with 2 fronts, but not enough to really say we certainly haven't had a good blue norther, certainly haven't had cold air come in yet, but we've had some cooler temperatures for sure. Nicole needs another front, right? It's perfecto in Pleasanton. Pleasanton perfection. Ah, so yes. All right, so outside tonight, beautiful night in San Antonio as we take a look at the bright lights of our gorgeous city. Pair of 7s. You know, that was my football number, 77, when I was Pee-wee football. And then I was 87 when I played my, that was only freshman year of high school. I was just too thin. So I stuck with golf and basketball in high school. Dew point 60, so right at that threshold of feeling humidity, but you don't really feel it and say, man, is it humid, until it's like upper 60s, low 70s. So it's not oppressive by any stretch, but it's definitely up. Right, Megan? Not yet, not yet. We do need rain. That's not going to be part of this new weather pattern, but definitely going to be heating it up. Hey, Michael Vela, what's going on, man? I love you more, bro. What are you doing? Are you still anywhere? What are you doing on Facebook? What will the weather do next week when I go to the Spurs game? Michael Morales, what's happening? I remember asking, is that the Michael Morales? Ken's okay with this weather. You know, Andrew, we had less mold. That's the good news. We had less mold in the air today, but we had about the same amount of ragweed. So if allergies were bothering you, it was definitely ragweed that's going to be your nemesis. But we still had fall elm, and well, we'll check it in a minute. In fact, why don't we just check it now while we're talking about it? It was another ozone action day. Hopefully you were doing what you could do to spare the air. Hey, speaking of, I mentioned my football number 77. Oh, wrong side. O'Connor Panthers tonight. My OC Panthers could be getting their first win of the season in this rebuilding year. They're up 28-7 in the third quarter over Warren. So yeah, molds, ragweed. What are we doing here? Molds, ragweed, fall elm, pigweed. You can see the molds are barely medium because that's really close to heavy, just under 1,000. 1,000's heavy. And then medium on the ragweed is about the same as it was yesterday. So that is the lay of the land on allergies. Hey, Jason Gates, what's happening? Fall weather? Not yet, Daniel. Close to fall? Not yet. Actually, just the opposite, Jasmine. Good to see you. Hope you and yours are well. It does look like a little brief second summer. The good news is it won't be a long-lasting second summer. We've got fronts in the forecast, but none of which are going to really cool us down. I mean, they're weak fronts. They're going to give us some chances of rain that we need, but certainly not as much as we could use. So air quality today was actually worse than yesterday. Live monitor is going to show us that we're still at an unhealthy for sensitive groups category, and that's a level 3 out of 5. Okay, so this was up from moderate to unhealthy for today. And that means that people with asthma are really going to labor in the breathing, especially in the daytime heat hours between, say, 2 and 7 p.m. COPD sufferers, even infants or elderly, are going to have a little bit more trouble on a day like today where we have a lot of extra ozone in the lower atmosphere. So that's why it's unhealthy for sensitive groups. It's unhealthy for everybody in the general public when we go to red. And I saw Houston get there one time this past summer, but it's very rare that you see unhealthy. I've never seen hazardous. That's typically when there's a bad chemical release or something's happened. How long until we get a break from 90s? It's going to be a few days, Penelope. Probably about this time next week. Seems like seasons are all right. That's a good way to put it, Jessica. Moved down here from Dallas. Curious to see how the fall treats me with new allergies. Andrew, yeah, we're heading into, hello, Somerset. What's up, Virginia? The worst months of the year. You know, mold is a year-round pollen for us, but as we get into fall, here comes mountain cedar and ragweed, and those are the granddaddies. I mean, those are the ones that get the highest around here. So get some Cedar X. I like those drops over the counter. HEB, highly effective, and I'd get it now because once the real season kicks in, late October, November, then that stuff's gonna fly off the shelves and it's hard to get. You know, it could happen again. I mean, it's always possible. To say that we're going to get another winter like we had last year, tough to say. I did see there was an article yesterday in the Express News about a climatologist that said they think it might happen because of La Nina. Now, La Nina conditions, you know, typically drier and milder winter in a La Nina for the southern United States. But we did see, I mean, an Arctic blast and an Arctic low, the likes we hadn't seen in 30, 40 years around here last winter. So, you know, is it the spell or the sign of a new pattern of colder winters for the next few years? Could be. Henry Ramos is walking by. You never know who's going to walk by. Henry Ramos. Ajá. ¿Qué pasó, señor? Hola. ¿Cómo estás? All right, so air quality, again, unhealthy for sensitive groups. Let's show you what we've got when it comes to the forecast. We've seen a little bit of moisture moving in, okay? But here's the upper level flow and what's going to happen with a couple of fronts. Now, notice the ridge of high pressure. When you see that bell curve, high pressure is going to mean compression of air, a sinking air motion in the atmosphere. This leads to poor air quality because high pressure likes to trap in a lot of those lower level pollutants. All right. Thank you, Lucy. Blessings to you as well. This weather, I better think and steer. I trade car better AC, right, Pete? You know, I actually got a call from a car dealer just the other night making me an offer on my used cars. So here's what happens with a pattern shift. The high starts to move east, and here comes an area of low pressure. So that dip, that trough, and you see those upper level winds where they're highest in wind speed, that's going to be the upper air support that typically fuels heavier rain, stronger thunderstorms, but see how it's positioned farther north in San Antonio. So that won't match up. This is the low that will drag the front through on Sunday into Monday. Not a cold front, okay? It's not going to be cold air. But when it does move through, there will be a chance of rain, just not as much as we would like, because notice how the energy does take a little bit of a dip on Monday morning early, it's 2 a.m., before it kicks out. Now here comes the second one, okay? Second one also shows that energy does not move that far south, so rain chances running right now 30 to 40% on the second, which could help us a little bit more than the first. We're only going 20, maybe 30% Sunday night into early Monday, and then again on Wednesday into Thursday. So we've got two sets of rain chances with these fronts that are coming in. But without that upper air support, we're certainly not expecting big thunderstorms or anything severe. So the days look a little wonky there. Let me update that for you. There it is. And notice that that first one does bring in some pretty dry air Sunday night into Monday, but boy, how short-lived it is. We see the dew points climb right back up and go even higher to the 70s for the middle part of next week, which will help fuel a better chance of rain middle part of next week. That's why this time next week, we're hopefully talking about some rain. So yeah, one good dip on the dew points, one good, dry air morning would be probably Tuesday. It's going to be a fabulous dry air morning, and Tuesday afternoon might be nice, but then here comes the dew points, here comes the Gulf humidity. But the rain, we looked at this yesterday, and now, including those days of next week, when you talk about Wednesday, Thursday, a 7-day rain forecast has really improved. From yesterday's 1/10 of an inch to now upwards of about 1 inch to 1 1/4 inches. So big dramatic change here. So this would primarily be Wednesday, Thursday of next week that we see a brunt of this rain, because really Sunday night into Monday, minimal rain. But look at that one pocket of the hill country, which would be great for the recharge zone in the Edwards Aquifer, upwards of 2 inches west of Kerrville, near Lakey and Medina, Texas. A little hole there that shows us about 2 inches possible. So that would be nice. The Rhine-Eagle rain dance, I'll have to talk to him about it. Hey, Joe. My Facebook family here is asking for a Rhine-Eagle rain dance. Oh, boy. Now he says he can't hear me. He's getting old. That's the problem. If I yell too much, then you guys are going to really hear too much of that. Oh, Thursday's drought report comes out every Thursday. So we're talking drought. We're getting some pieces of drought. I don't want to yell and,
No, I appreciate it.
yell on the microphone. Well, they appreciate it too. But
I'm sure they do.
a couple of fans here, Joe, are wanting some rain.
Okay.
And are leaning into something they're calling the Rhine-Eagle rain dance.
Ah.
And I don't know that this is something I'm unaware of. That goes back in the, the genealogy and generations of Rhine-Eagles of South Texas. But is that something that you could maybe consider?
It's all the way back to Germany.
Oh, it goes
This is
across the pond. This goes back to the German Rhine-Eagles.
Sure. It goes all the way back.
Interesting. Wow.
It's only for emergencies. I can't just do it. Just
Okay.
'cause somebody needs a little rain. I mean, it's
So-
got to be an important.
You look at the drought report here, Joe, and is that a...
No, that's not
No,
even
see,
close.
yeah, this is not an emergency
So-
situation that would call for the Rhine-Eagle rain dance, is what you're saying.
No, and then the city would have to pony up with a ton of money. And I mean, it gets complicated.
There's a bond issue involved. You'd have to probably pass.
Exactly,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's a lot of money that it
Trademark
requires.
issues, I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Trade. Wow. Well, we really opened up a can of worms here.
You really did. I'm shocked that people actually know this.
Yeah, no, it's being talked about here.
Yeah.
I was
That must
unaware
be
of it.
Pete. Is Pete talking
It
about
is
that?
Pete.
Yeah, it's Pete, yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, you know Pete.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this goes back, Pete. Wow. That was pretty straight for a while. All right, well, we're not there yet. If we see this drought report worsen, we're going to call in the services of one Joe Ryan-Nagel. Brian Sims definitely start a GoFundMe. That's a good idea, Brian. See, I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, this is to help everyone. So it's probably a good move. David, maybe Joe can't do a rain dance as he's a fair weather friend. Oh, that's a good one, David. There it is. Perfecto, an early update on Facebook. Absolutely, always, my brother. Always. That's what I like about this, is because Q&A becomes important. I mean, the biggest tool of this and vehicle is going to be warn you of severe weather. When severe weather threatens, we're here on this at this time or earlier or whenever it's needed. But it's a great interactive tool, especially when you lose power and you can't watch us on television. We can keep you ahead of the storms right here on Facebook Live. And again, answer important, sometimes life-saving questions. I mean, weather can get deadly here. It doesn't happen too often, thank you, Lord. But it is something that we have to consider, that the conditions could, line up and that begins to happen. Bill, there's no, see, Hanak, not on the level of the Joe Ryan-Nagel one. I mean, it really just isn't there. Now, I saw a question I'm trying to go back to here. Lytle's in the house. Christina Lee and I owe you a tailor-made photo. Outdoor wedding on the 16th. Gary, absolutely. Please do. Bill at kens5.com. As a matter of fact, why don't we celebrate with two lovebirds who are going to be tying the knot on Saturday the 9th. It's Chloe and Matt. Here's the great story. They met in high school. These are two high school sweethearts that have postponed their wedding twice because of COVID. So it's been 2 years of an engagement. And Chloe and Matt are finally going to celebrate some marital bliss with holy matrimony on Saturday the 9th, right here in the beautiful city of San Antonio. And it will be beautiful, a little warmer than we were today, but not by much. I mean, we hit 89 this afternoon, 90 on Saturday, 86 at a nighttime temp for the reception. Either way, God bless you, Chloe and Matt. And of course, Chief and Cooper. Chief is the Dalmatian on the left, Cooper on the right. Beautiful dogs they have. What a great family. Chloe and Matt, God bless y'all, and happy wedding day. Now, if you have an event and you want me to give you a customized forecast, here it is. The event, the time, the place, okay? And a picture so we can celebrate, and I'll give you that custom forecast. Weather's important. And I'm talking about a trip to SeaWorld with the family, a trip to Six Flags, Fright Fest, a trip to, it's Hallow Scream at SeaWorld and it's Fright Fest at Six Flags. Or maybe it's a birthday party. Maybe it's a trip to the zoo. Maybe it's a family reunion. If there's an outdoor component, you need to know the weather. So I'd love to do a tailor-made forecast for you. All right, this is a tailor-made 7-day. Come on, right? 91's the next 2 days. Here's our little second summer, okay? We're above average. We should be stopping at 85. We're not stopping at 85 in the next 7 days, okay? But really between now and Tuesday, we're at least 5 degrees above average for 5 days. That's a heat wave by definition, 5 for 5. And so when that happens in October, we nickname it a second summer. And it happens, I mean, quite often, to be honest with you. And so here it is, 91's the next 2 days, 94 on Sunday, and that's low ball, and some models are going 96, and the heat index on Sunday. That's going to be the other factor. The good news is we should be breezy on Sunday. In fact, that south wind this isn't updated, that's why. This is our other, we have two computer systems that we operate for. The rain chances are in the right place, but the text isn't updated on this one. It's updated on the one that's going on the air. Anyway, rain chances are right, temperatures are right, but it's the text that's not correct. So where you see breezy and south 20 on Monday, that's for Sunday, okay? That's 1 day ahead. Yeah, look at all the congratulations. Isn't that great for Saturday? That's awesome, Emily. Comic-Con this weekend. Oh, what up? That's awesome. Down at the Henry B, I'm sure. Okay, yeah, looking good. I mean, I'm honestly, the rain holds off until Sunday night, early Monday, and it's not going to be very much. The more rain is Wednesday, Thursday of next week. I heard about, William Shatner's going to space at 90. Now, Julie, is that in the show tonight?
I'm sorry?
Is Big Bill Shatner in the show tonight? You know who Big Bill Shatner is? Oh my goodness. See? These kids today. Captain Kirk, he's 90 and he's going to space. He's going to be the oldest man to ever go to space. True story. Yeah, William Shatner was the Star Trek Captain Kirk. And what commercials did he do, David? What was the... He was doing like a campaign for somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done multiple.
Travelocity, something like that, like a Travelocity, I don't know. Anyway.
That makes sense now.
Yeah, William, you know about that story, right, David? What's going on? How soon is he going?
For what? Oh, no, well, I remember that was reported a couple days ago, so let's see. I'll get an answer for you right now.
Thank you. David Lynch, our digital ninja, is on it. All right, Julie, while we're talking about it, what's happening on Eyewitness News at 10 tonight?
Tonight, really great story.
Checking in with Julie, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts Coffee.
So Harry tonight has a Hispanic heritage month.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this piece. Okay, I know what's happening. I'm so glad because I know Bean and Cheese May.
Yes.
So Samantha Nahera, local entrepreneur. Nina Duran, local entrepreneur as well. She was at La Prensa newspaper. She took it over from her late father, the great Tito Duran, and they started Bean and Cheese May. So for Hispanic Heritage Month, Henry Ramos sits down with them to talk about this phenom of a, I don't know what you call it, maybe franchise or, show. It's an online show. It's a Instagram thing. It's a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. So you're going to see that tonight on Eyewitness News at 10. All right, so what else is happening?
We also, okay, kicker tonight. Let me give the exact wording. Okay, so a woman found a dish
Okay.
in her drawer
Okay.
that's worth over $1 million. It doesn't sound that crazy, but
No, that does sound very crazy. You're talking about a dish
yes, just a dish.
that is worth
Great. Watch at 10.
$1 million. And she just found it in her own dresser or own curio cabinet or whatever you keep your dishes in.
She just said her drawer, pulled it out. It was worth more than $1 million.
And she never knew.
She never knew.
I'm interested. This is piquing the curiosity. A plate worth $1 million. David, anything for me before we wrap up?
Shatner's heading into space next Tuesday morning.
Thank you very much, David. Space, the final frontier. He'll be up there for a minute, 11 minutes, and he'll be becoming the oldest person to ever go to space. So 90 years old, Captain Kirk's heading out there next Tuesday. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up on an exciting Thursday night. Tomorrow's Friday. God bless you all. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will see you in a few short minutes, right? Yeah, we're about 30 minutes away on Eyewitness News at 10. Have a good night. Love y'all. God bless.